So, my OSD is whack. My whole video transmitter appears to be aging ungracefully. I did hook up my spare video transmitter, but it doesn't fit physically into the body the same way. So I'd have to monkey with a bunch of things and reorganize something. I could mount it to the top here and have the antenna out front, but maybe that wouldn't be that crash worthy. Otherwise, I've got to have to move things around. So, it's a 3-day weekend. I don't want to do that. If it's gonna fly, I was just hovering it. It wasn't dropping out of the sky. Then I just want to fly it as it is, as much as I can over the weekend. So, the video is weak. It's not that clear. And I don't get late into the evening. And I put a new camera on the transmitter. And it's the same as the old camera. So the same story, because the way the camera physically is mounted and the way that I don't actually have an easy, quick mount for the camera that I have, I would have to figure out how to rig something up. Maybe I can work on that over time. Maybe not. So, in hopes that it will amount to just the most hours of actual flying, I'm not going to change anything. I appear to have had the falling out of the sky as a result of a loose battery connector. So I stuck my multimeter in between those 4 prongs of each bit, and now my battery is much tighter. So I'm hoping that that will do it, and it will stay flying. But the OSD multimeter is reading a crazy voltage. So it starts out at 0 volts when you first power up, and it gradually increases in voltage. So my battery is about 12 volts because it's a 3S. And I tried a bunch of things. I found on the VTX a little pad that appears to be missing a resistor. And I tried putting different resistors on the pad from soldering them off of other little flight controllers from Toy Quads. And I can make the voltage increase very quickly or very slowly. But it always does the same thing. It starts at 0 volts and it gradually increases throughout the duration of the flight. If there's no resistor, then I end the flight. Actually, interestingly, a little higher than it normally ends the flight, a little above 9 volts. But I think it would actually get up to like 12 or 15 on the OSD the way it is. And that's with no component there. I may have sucked the resistor up into my solder sucker while I was changing the button on my flight controller, or on my video transmitter. Which, if that's true, is embarrassing, because I didn't know that. But, I'm not a micro soldering expert, so I'm talking about little tiny resistors. These little tiny resistors that you see on these little tiny boards. So one of those is missing. And that's according to a picture on the internet of a replacement part. So I kind of want to keep the Racer 250 a Racer 250. And because of all the damage, though, I don't know if it's worth it. Because if I replace the PDB bottom plate, which it needs, because I destroyed some parts of it. And you can maybe barely make out where I did some soldering in there and some hot gluing. And I want to replace the video transmitter and the camera with an upgrade, though, on the camera. And by the time all is said and done, that's kind of a lot of money. For me, it's really a lot of money because I make so little money. But when comparing the value of the copter, I guess I need to hope that later I'll be able to get the parts to refurbish it. And I did buy the AliExpress kit, so I would end up having another copter. And that one is going to be an F3 board. And I think I'm just going to put CleanFlight on it, because I put CleanFlight on my Sima X5 F3 board. So I'm probably not going to start using Betaflight at the moment. I'll just keep familiarizing myself with CleanFlight. And I'm sure that it will be able to do anything that I will need it to do right now. This is OpenPilot, and I should turn the rates up. I'm probably ready for higher rates. But the same thing, over the weekend, I just want to go. I want to fly like I've been flying. I want to go around some trees. I don't want to worry about everything. I don't want to break it. I want to be gentle and get the most out of my batteries and just maximize my flight time over the weekend. Get some ground pounding, boring, but FPV. And then maybe after this 3-day weekend, I will consider making some changes. But I should even wait until my replacement comes. And then while I'm setting that one up, I can continue pounding the pavement with this kind of sedated flyer. And then once that is somewhere nice, I can really just fly that mostly, because it's the same batteries. And then maybe I can turn the rates up on this a little bit, but kind of leave it the same. And that way I'll be able to keep going back to my other flying to develop my skills in that way. But I have to say, it is going to be a lot of work to do that, because this thing is so finicky. So I'm going to look up how much it is to get other forms of OSD, and then I might just put these cheaper but new video transmitters instead of buying the replacement for this one. And then if I do that, then I'll be able to replace my video transmitter twice for the cost of one of these. And it'll be more often a new transmitter. And the flight controller, it would be something I would think about to upgrade the flight controller to the modern, more consistent with my use, and actually still old and inexpensive F3 boards that I could run CleanFlight on. But I probably don't want to do that until after I've at least monkeyed around with OpenPilot. So, anyways, hopefully my whole major problem, because flight time, I can really feel when it's getting weaker. And if I crash a little bit when it's getting weaker, but I keep it pushing a little bit, that'll be one thing. But if it flies good, then at least I'll still get that out of it. So, I got all my stuff out everywhere. I've been in here forever. Actually, not even really doing that much. Just scratching my head, thinking about things and trying to do this little thing, but I did get through a battery of little testing at a nice, very mellow after Burger King with soda paste. So I got 4 battery chargers now. I'm gonna pop my batteries that I used a little bit today on the chargers. I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna fly my 5 batteries in the morning. If I get through them, I'll try to be gentle. Then I'll come home and I'll put 4 on the charger. And hopefully be able to go flying and then another time, because my copter isn't gonna be broken. And then go in the morning on Saturday, on Sunday, and then I don't work on Monday either. And so every day this week I could just go at least 2 times and fly those batteries and around the parks, and we'll see how crowded it is, and we'll see what I do.